Well, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 13, segment 1 of the Mission Possible podcast. Today, Kelly and I are joined by Dan Ferguson. Dan, how are you today?
Very good, sir.
Good.
Thank you for having me today.
Welcome, absolutely.
Thank you.
Dan is one of our longtime Pantexans, but he's also a veteran. As we think about November 11th this year and Veterans Day, Dan is one of those people that come to mind for his many years of service to our country, both here at Pantex, but also in the service. Dan, first of all, can you tell us what you do here at the site?
I'm in operations security. I'm information security specialist. Work for Willis over there. He's a great boss. And for things like we're doing now, we have the IRO process. I look to see if there's anything that needs to be bleeped out or some pictures, things like that, and also support the general operations security for the plant with OAA assessments and stuff. So it's a fun gig. I feel like you finally found my mark, you know.
Well,
You've had your mark for a while.
Well, thank you.
Well, while you're blipping out, make me look smaller and younger if you could. I
Yes,
don't
sir.
know if you could pull some
Do
strings.
that Wayne's World stuff. Where it comes
Yeah,
like that.
there you go. Well, thanks for your service. Being a veteran is something that we're real proud of here. I think recently we saw that almost a quarter of all of our staff are veterans, and
That's right.
you know, the fact that we are able to attract and retain veterans is something that we're very, very proud of. Where did you serve?
Pendleton mostly. And then I set the family camping record for Desert Shield, Desert Storm for a few months.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, mostly at Pendleton as Marine Corps. I worked as I was 2171 electro-optics tow technician. Worked on Dragon anti-tank missile system. Was trained on the tow. Worked on aiming circles, gunners quadrants. So, but my biggest one was I was a primary Dragon instructor, Dragon technician.
Wow.
I said instructor after 20 years. It kind of slipped in for there. So anyway.
So you came to work here and...
Yes, sir. Came to work here. Didn't have anything lined out, but I felt confident in the area that I could find something that fit in. I had put in resumes all over town, put good suit on, resume, and knocked on doors. And I was slated to be in the TDCJ for the prison. Not to be in prison, but be in a guard.
Yeah?
And so was slated for that, but then Terry Smith called. Said, hey, would you like to be a production technician out here?
Oh, wow. That's
So
nice.
let me say, yes. So
You didn't have to
came
think
out
about
here.
it too long.
No, sir, did not.
So you started as a production technician, and that was in the 90s,
94.
94?
Worked on 57 predominantly, and later did some 28 pieces. Trained on the 61, and then was a explosive operation leader. I took
Okay.
a job for D-mill sanitization for Ply Technology, and we made small pieces out of big pieces.
Interesting. I like that.
And it was a fun job. Ended up during the, I got impacted, and so I went back to being a PT for a while. And so after that, trained on test beds, and then went up to work on the W78 as a PT, and stayed up there for 20 years and worked the 78, 56, 53, and helped support the rest of them. So
Wow. You've had an extensive career here.
it's a great opportunity. So it really
Any
is.
favorites? Any great stories?
We don't have enough time, and a lot of it get bleeped out. So no, it's just a good team, great teamwork to be with, and very proud. And it goes a blink of an eye, you know.
Yeah. Time flies.
Time flies. You know, one day you're at Sunray, Dairy Queen, or down at Panhandle or Pampa and stuff. You know, it's the next thing you know, you got hired in, and you're meeting some folks, and wow, 10 years already. Here's a pin. So
Right. So they gave out pins during those days, didn't they?
gave out pins. Had some killer Christmas parties, but anyway, back then. So, but yes, so it's a great place.
Yeah, well, Dan, for the roughly quarter of the population who are veterans, and you representing one of those, in commemoration of Veterans Day, any thoughts you'd like to share with either the Pantex workforce or just veterans in general for the work that they've done in service to the country?
Well, it's pride, Pantex pride for our mission and our attention to detail. And so we're not, I often say we're not building 350 Chevys out here. So, and it's the vets, whether they're, active duty, reservists, anyway, they're the type to sign up, get trained. If they can follow directions, they're good ones to have out here. What I'm getting at is also the attention to detail that we use in the service. It flows good over to here.
When I was natural transition.
Natural transition. When I was a Dragon technician, there was a plus or minus 0.5 to electronically zero those crosshairs for the day sight and the night sight. I wouldn't get just in parameters. My goal was to get to 0. And when you get to 0, it fluctuates, positive and negative. And I've got a quick story. I know you'll be the judge of that. But anyway, I have a story on that, on sighting those Dragons in. There was one Marine came back and was telling me that they could tell which ones I sighted in. They had some extra rounds, and so they were firing them, and everybody's hitting good, but they were able to pick out individual trees with the ones that I had sighted in. So that translates from being able to hit a hard target to a man-sized target if they needed to, but with something that's not designed for that. But that attention to detail helps switch over to our attention to detail for our procedures,
makes
for
sense.
day-to-day, no matter what we're doing. The support is that no matter where they're at, they come in, they're helping the product, helping us, our production technicians, put out a good product to where it works as advertised in case anybody needs it.
Our veterans, they bring so much pride and competency and frankly, just a professional maturity to the workforce that it makes everyone better. And I thank you for all that you've done in your many decades of service here and serving the country beforehand. So thank you,
sir. Appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dan. And thanks to all of you veterans out there in commemoration of Veterans Day. Appreciate everything you've done in serving our country. Thank you very much. With that, we're going to take a quick break and share with you a quick message regarding our community engagement work here at the site. Thanks a lot.
At Pantex, citizenship means more than just presence. It's about partnerships and engagement. Our goal is to be the Texas Panhandle's premier corporate partner. Through 6 strategies, Pantex is investing in people, progress, and the future of our community. Charitable giving is a commitment to lasting impact, not just a monetary donation. Pantex invests in the community through targeted investment grants, our annual United Way campaign, meaningful company-supported volunteer hours, and a new charitable giving committee that empowers employees to recommend community investment opportunities. This is how Pantex builds a stronger community together. Education outreach is about sparking curiosity and shaping futures. Pantex inspires the next generation of innovators through the Pantex Regional Middle and High School Science Bowls, student engagement, hands-on workshops, community events, internships, and grants. By promoting STEM and skilled trades careers and building real-world skills, we look forward to empowering students to strengthen our workforce. When visitors come to Pantex, we want to leave them with a memorable impression of the site and the very important mission work we do. VIP visitors experience an elevated visit that leaves them knowing Pantex is the best of the best.
The most powerful, the most technologically advanced, and the most committed to our values of any nation on earth. Pantex was reinvented as the final assembler where all roads lead to our nuclear stockpile. This nuclear stockpile has had unbelievably positive effects, not just on the lives of Americans, but on the lives today of 8 billion people in the world that benefit from American strength and American security.
Pantex builds trust through open, transparent communication designed to foster strong, lasting relationships with our local, state, and federal elected officials and stakeholders.
So I think the number one way that the city of Amarillo really supports Pantex is through the recognition of seeing that all roads truly lead to Pantex, and then we love our Pantexan population. And so everybody that calls Amarillo home knows that Amarillo is home to Pantex. And so I would say that the support is the mutual relationship of knowing that the more you grow, the stronger we are, and the stronger we are, the easier it is for you guys to grow.
Making sure every Pantexan feels valued, connected, and empowered is an important goal at Pantex. Through recognition programs, employee events, leadership development, and a new employee event committee, Pantex fosters a culture of trust and belonging. The result? Higher morale, stronger retention, and a workplace where Pantexans thrive. Corporate and community partnerships fuel innovation, strengthen community ties, and align business goals for shared, sustainable success. Our partnerships with corporations and community organizations allow us to call on one another when needed.
Pantex being the largest employer in Amarillo now, and probably in the Panhandle, I would say, it's important that they give back, and it's also important that we're there to help them. Pantex has been so good about giving back to the community, getting involved. They serve on my board, they serve on councils, they support numerous nonprofits, and so it's a very good situation where Pantex gives back. You don't always see that. You see a lot of times you have people that will have large organizations or businesses, and they don't see the support, they don't see the benefit of getting involved in the community. And we're very fortunate to have Pantex that gives back.
Citizenship is more than a mission, it's a mindset at Pantex. Through these strategies, we're building a stronger workforce, partnerships, engagement, and shared success. It's part of the Pantex way.
Well, welcome back to episode 13, segment 2 of Mission Possible podcast. We have some very special guests with us today, and some people that I'm very, very proud of in their efforts in Pantex citizenship. Colby, you want to introduce our guest?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, we have Stacy Parker here, who works in the engineering organization, doing some of the project work related to drafting. I believe you support the drafting work, Stacy?
Yes.
And then Sean Strange, who's worked in our metrology organization for quite some time. Stacy and Sean are what we refer to as ELs, Emerging Leaders in our United Way campaign. That term, it's actually changed in recent history. So if you remember the term loaned executives that we used for many years, it's effectively the same role. They just changed the name, but doing the same great work to support the United Way cause. Is that a fair statement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, tell us, we've really turned up the dial, or turned up the gain, so to speak, in terms of our United Way campaign this year. And this is in part due to just Kelly's leadership, wanting to make sure that we're out in the community and really serving them to the extent we absolutely can as Pantexans. And you want to tell us about what's a little different from what you've seen historically, because you've been in this capacity for at least a couple of years now. And what was it like this year as compared to recent history?
I think we have more people that's helping us. We had more ELs, I'm sorry. And we also had a lot of other contributors, and we had a committee to where we can sit down and have discussions and better plan it out. We didn't have that last year. And also this year, me and Stacy returned, so we took the knowledge from last year and rolled it this year and just try to make it better overall. And
Is that a change in direction, or where you've rolled over, you get to stay over a couple of years and bring in a new class? Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. In previous years, it is a new batch every year, and we really wanted to build on the momentum that we had from last year and bring it forward with the lessons learned. They loved the coins last year. They wanted more merchandise, and we were able to really build on top of that. And this year we've added the committee, and they've just had some amazing ideas. Jeff Cormier, I believe, pitched the Battle of the Bands, and in this year's ECC, Rachel has really taken a lot of hard work to make that come into life, and it was just a really great event that really had a good community impact for it.
Yeah, well, it's always scary when you have an event like that open to everyone. We've had retirees that had wanted to attend that, and it was good to see so many people.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and this year, I mean, just thinking about the United Way and our giving, one of the things that we wanted to make sure of is not only did we keep an equal level of giving and contribution and service to United Way and the cause that it serves, but that we dramatically step up the game. And so a number of things, the Pantex Palooza event, of course, that you're all familiar with, all familiar with at this stage. But we've also worked on a number of things that Pantexans just wanted to have more of, and that is, the coin contest and some of the swag that's been offered. All of those, in terms of proceeds, going to support the United Way, which has been great. I mean, so far, and this is a so far, we've raised this much money just associated with the United Way so far. But tell us a little bit more in terms of what drove you to become an EL. What really caused you to decide to want to do that? Stacy, you want to start?
Sure. So the United Way they are a organization that really does their part to stretch every dollar that comes in, and they're good stewards of the money that is raised with that. And being a part of Amarillo's largest employer with the United Way mission, it really gives us the power to have a driving force for positive change within our community. And at that point, you just lost my word now.
It just feels like a calling, doesn't it? Just feels like you want to be part of that.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's an impact that is just unheard of anywhere else because we are able to have so many people involved with it.
That's great. Sean, any thoughts from you?
Yeah, for me, it's I feel like we're blessed to be working in Pantex, and I think it's very important that we give back to the community. And partnering with United Way, that's huge because they're so ingrained in our community. They know better than we do on how to help the community. I always tell people that, we're the experts in what we do, and we're the best in the world at what we do. But that's United Way, Amarillo Canyon. They're one of the best United Ways in the country, and they're very involved in the community, and they know what areas need help. And I think it's just the best partnership that could happen in this area. So,
we used to give to United Way when I was first starting out here in 1982, 83, 84. And I can remember directing my giving to the Goodnight Volunteer Fire Department. And every year they would have a big feed at their fire station and thank anyone that was giving them money, and then show us exactly what had happened. And they were one of the first responders when our house was threatened with a range fire to show up on the scene. And it really comes home. You don't appreciate how many people really use the United Way services,
right.
But they live around us.
Yeah.
And if you live long enough, you might find yourself at some point needing the services that United Way helps build.
It's just, it makes you feel good, right? And like I said earlier, I feel like we're blessed to be at Pantex, and there's the people in the community who's not blessed, and we need to help them out, and that's
Right.
the perfect way to do it, was the United Way.
Yeah, well, I appreciate all that both of you've done and will continue to do, and it's just an exciting time to be at Pantex, and I'm thrilled to see how strong our culture is in giving, and frankly just really surprised. I shouldn't be, but having lived all over the United States, you just don't see people committed to community like you do Pantexans, and it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Absolutely.
Awesome stuff. Well, Stacy, Sean, thank you again for all of your contributions to United Way and the emerging leaders team that you represent. And thanks to all of you out there at Pantex, as well as United Way, Kylie and the rest of the team, for everything you do here for the community in terms of helping people who need it. That's a wrap for this episode, and we will catch you next time. If you have any questions, as always, please post those here. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Thank you.